Kunal Kamra is back, and so is violence. Last week, Kunal Kamra released a new stand up special on his YouTube channel. He made a few jokes about Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde during his comedy show at The Habitat in Mumbai. Actually, he sang a song as well.
थाने की रिक्शा चेहरे पे दाढ़ी आंखों में चश्मा हाय थाने की रिक्शा चेहरे पे दाढ़ी आंखों में चश्मा हाय एक झलक दिखलाए कभी गुवाहाटी में छुप जाए मेरी नजर से तुम देखो गद्दार नजर वो आए थाने की रिक्शा.
What followed after this is violence. A comedian forwarded these WhatsApp messages to me last night. Gives you an idea of how people are feeling. 20 people mob at Habitat shouting against Kunal Kamra. Team going through immense stress. Can't take a break. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want anything to do with comedy anymore. I am done. And the videos he shared are just horrible. So what happened is that a group of Shiv Sena supporters, those mighty defenders of pride and culture of Maharashtra, decided jokes were no laughing matter. They turned up at the Habitat and completely ransacked the place. Furniture smashed, equipment destroyed, and chaos everywhere. All of this because their leader was the punchline of a joke.
बहुत पहले करके रिकॉर्ड किया
पहले का वीडियो और अभी बोलता है कि बहुत पहले नहीं आउट करके हाँ एक घंटा पहले का वीडियो कभी किया बता ना जब वो बाहर बोल हम लोग को मारने को अच्छा नहीं है बता कभी किया
मैं आपको दिखा दूंगा नहीं है वो इधर
Today, the Habitat put out an Instagram post saying that they are shutting down for now till they figure out what to do next. Another great institution bites the authoritarian dust. And this is not new, it's basically normal now. This vandalism isn't just a random act of violence. It is a symptom of a nation increasingly unable to handle humor, especially when it's aimed upwards at powerful people. So, why does this happen? And is there any hope for comedy in India? This video is about people who joke. This video is about people who cannot take a joke. This video is about people who laugh at the jokes but stay silent when it comes to defending those who are making the jokes. On that, I have a bunch of thoughts. Have you heard of this fellow called Tenali Raman? He was a legendary jester and poet in the court of Vijayanagara's Emperor Krishnadeva 500 years ago, Raman used to regularly poke fun at court ministers and the king himself. He had this wicked talent of using humor to criticize the king and his kingdom, point out uncomfortable truths. As a result, Raman earned the title Vikata Kavi, meaning jester poet. There was this other fellow called Birbal who also existed 500 years ago. Birbal was Emperor Akbar's trusted advisor and jester. Legends say that he used cleverness and humor to challenge the emperor's decisions. There are numerous folk tales of how Akbar valued Birbal precisely because he offered criticism hidden within jokes and riddles, exposing blind spots that other courtiers would not even dare mention. These two characters, who existed in the 1500s, have gone on to become major pop culture icons in India. Most of their adventures are kind of made up. It's basically folk tales. There are now multiple shows, cartoons, comic books based on their exploits. And in those, they follow a theme though, a trope. The king is usually shown as a powerful, bumbling idiot who gets himself into stupid situations, but all the other courtiers are too scared to tell him that he is being an idiot. Then comes along a Birbal or a Tenali Raman, and they use wit and humor to say harsh truths to the king. It's worth asking, why would someone with absolute power willingly surround themselves with people whose entire job was to mock them openly in public? The answer is simple. Because even kings who lived 500 years ago knew that they needed a reality check from time to time. Court jesters had a unique privilege. They could openly make fun of the king, call out their absurd decisions, and expose their hypocrisy. Without fear of losing their heads, by the way. But then, wise rulers understood something important. Power isolates you. They are usually surrounded by yes men, flattering ministers, and terrified advisors. So, leaders need at least one honest voice around them who will speak some uncomfortable truths and tell them things as it is. That voice belonged to a jester, and that jester did comedy. They did political comedy actually. You see, comedy, especially political comedy, is fundamentally subversive. It's a form of dissent, critique, and free expression. Democracy at its purest. A comedian looks at an authority figure in power like a king, prime influencer, deputy chief minister, whoever it is. They see the pedestal that they are on, that they are standing on, and then they see how people start worshipping these leaders as if they are gods. And that is kind of stupid. So they go,
इस इंसान को ना थोड़ा सा नीचे लाना पड़ेगा. भाई लोग, ये भगवान नहीं है, by the way. He is not. He is like us only, equally stupid and does idiotic shit all the time which affects you. See? ताली बजाओ, थाली बजाओ. What is this nonsense?
Comedy highlights corruption, hypocrisy, and incompetence in a language that even serious journalists can't do. They make people laugh in the process, which makes the criticism even more relatable to the public. Comedians remind those in power, whether politicians, corporate leaders, or cultural icons, that no matter how influential they become, they are still flawed, they are still vulnerable, and deeply human. Now, think of Kunal Kamra type people as our modern day jesters. He doesn't just crack jokes, he puts up a mirror in front of us to look at and in front of the leader as well. A mirror that reflects our absurdities, contradictions, and foolishness right back at us and makes us laugh at ourselves in that process. For instance, here he is singing a song that makes fun of the Enforcement Directorate and CBI.
सीबीआई जो पीछे लग जाए या ईडी तुझे सताए, आजा प्यारे पास हमारे, काहे घबराए.
Here he is making fun of inflation.
हम होंगे कंगाल, हम होंगे कंगाल, हम होंगे कंगाल एक दिन. मन में अंधविश्वास, देश का सत्यानाश, हम होंगे कंगाल एक दिन.
And then he made fun of Eknath Shinde.
थाने की रिक्शा, चेहरे पे दाढ़ी, आंखों में चश्मा, हाय.
And of course, the last one is the one that pissed off Shiv Sena supporters enough to do this.
What did you say? You are getting offended by inflation, rising prices, misuse of authorities who are getting paid from taxpayer money, their salary is coming from you and you're getting offended? हाँ? कुछ भी मतलब. एकनाथ शिंदे को कैसे गाली मारा बट तूने, हैं? हैं? क्यों मारा गाली? रुक तेरा वेन्यू तोड़ता हूँ.
Yeah, the kings of today are not amused by jesters cracking jokes. Why though? Let me tell you about last month, Ranveer Alabadia, the government certified disruptor of the year, made headlines for an idiotic incest related joke on Samay Raina's reality show India's Got Latent. When people got offended, because obviously FIR started raining, Assam police got involved for some bizarre reason, and even Parliament woke up to investigate the matter. Of course, Beer Biceps apologized and Samay Raina deleted all videos, but the damage was done. Suddenly, we had ministers, police, parliamentary committees, and random vigilantes mobilizing as if national security has been compromised because of this guy for his stupid joke. Ranveer and Samay weren't even cracking political jokes, by the way. They actually very deliberately avoid making fun of people in power. Ranveer even did a whole series of fluffoganda podcasts with ministers before the 2024 elections. But still, they got into trouble and had to face the wrath of the establishment. Why? It's all because our country is now full of people who cannot take a joke. You see, you might not like what Ranveer said. You can call him out for it and criticize him. But the state going after him and Samay for that is just not acceptable. Similarly, you might not like that Kunal is making fun of your favorite leader, but a state-backed mob going and thrashing a venue doing open vandalism is also not acceptable. It almost looks like right now in India, if you do political comedy, if you don't do political comedy, if you just do comedy and make people laugh, you can just offend anyone. So everybody is a target. Comedian Kunal Shah had an interesting way of saying how he is feeling right now. As an Indian comedian, you're stuck in this weird in-between place where if you attempt to speak truth to power or push the line, you get attacked for being too brazen. And if you stick to cracking simple jokes, the audience starts to forget you for being too safe. So henceforth, to avoid all violence, my entire next comedy special will be composed of only non-sexual, non-religious, non-political, non-sensitive, non-humorous WhatsApp forwards. It's called Good Morning and it's an hour of good morning messages. We'll be touring India with show until some nighttime activists get angry at me for supporting mornings and ruining the name of Indian nighttime culture. Basically, the simple point I'm trying to make is that people really need to know how to take a joke, laugh at it and move on. But the people in power, yeah, they don't want that. They don't want us to move on. They want to create an atmosphere of fear. Because for people in power, an atmosphere of fear is actually an advantage. Fear is a powerful weapon and authoritarian regimes around the world know that. And it's for the following reasons. Fear makes you cautious. It makes you second guess everything you say or post online. If you are always afraid of offending someone powerful, you will eventually stop speaking up altogether. Fear makes you take everything seriously. If you are always scared, everything looks like a threat. A mild joke in an underground comedy club will also seem like a threat. An authoritarian leader always puts in a lot of effort into creating an image of themselves that must be taken very seriously. And their chelas always take it very seriously and try to impose it on other people as well. So a joke that makes you think otherwise will be taken seriously and there will be consequences. Because fear. Fear keeps you distracted. If you take a joke seriously, why would you pay attention to things that you should actually take seriously? Rising prices, unemployment, corruption, communal violence, hate speech, collapsing infrastructure, misuse of agencies. Those are real problems? You think? Yeah, but nobody cares, right? No big deal. A joke though. Now that is a national emergency that should be investigated all the time. Everywhere. Fear directs your anger towards soft targets. As long as you are busy getting offended by wrong things like stupid jokes, movies, ads or comedians, the people in power can just chill. Your outrage has been conveniently redirected to soft targets and they never have to answer any tough questions or face your anger at all. Comedians don't have political power, they don't have massive security forces or big corporations backing them. They're simply individuals armed with a mic and wit and an audience. When the government and mobs go after them, they want to send a clear message to the audience.
You Don't even think about questioning us. Don't laugh at us. And don't criticize us. Just stay silent. Just shut the up, okay? Stay scared. I dare you. I double dare you. When you tod denge nahi to.
And sadly, that's working. We have been turned into people who cannot stand up to defend our comedians. People who choose to stay silent because we are scared. Okay, it's time to dish out some harsh truths, dear viewer. Are you ready? Are you ready to take some harsh truths? Because I have a bunch of thoughts. You laughed at the jokes. You laughed at Kamra mocking Eknath Shinde, the CBI, ED, and the absurdity of rising inflation. You probably even saw that India's Got Latent episode and privately laughed at that dumb joke that Ranveer cracked, thinking how stupid or cringy it was. And that's okay, because laughing at powerful people, absurdity, stupidity, or just cringe is exactly how a healthy society should function. Laughing is a good thing. But here's the problem. When the laughter stopped and the backlash started, when the mob showed up at the habitat, when FIR started flying, when comedians deleted videos, apologized in panic, and said things like, I don't want to do anything with comedy anymore, please stop, please, can you please stop? What did you do? Did you speak up? Did you publicly support the comedians whose jokes made you laugh? Or did you quietly scroll past the news, shake your head, maybe privately share the video with your friends, and then just moved on in life? Or worse, did you start forming stupid arguments in your head like this fellow? If all comedians want to do is oppose the government, then it's wise to join politics on full-time basis, rather than cloaking their remark under the name of stand-up comedy. I am not supporting whatever was done by party folks, but Kamra isn't a saint by any means. So stop cribbing, everyone. Good lord, this guy. I mean, come on. Kamra doesn't need to join politics to talk about problems in society. It's such an obvious thing. You know, to make fun of leaders and basically behave like a normal citizen with self-respect, you don't need to join politics. You can just say things, you know. Just like how this dude should not join politics to make this really stupid Instagram comment either, which is also super political, by the way. उसको बोलूं क्या? ए तू ज्वाइन करना पॉलिटिक्स, इलेक्शन लड़, फिर कमेंट करना चोमो. Guys, citizens should complain about their leaders, even make fun of them when they do stupid shit. No ifs, no buts. They just should. I mean, come on. Okay, calm. Anyway, I'm quite sure you're not doing that. Are you, dear viewer? I'm going to read the comments to all the comments niche, okay? If I see you doing that, I'm gonna lose it again. Seriously. But here's the harsh truth. When comedians face violence, threats, censorship, or legal harassment, the audience choose silence. Yeah, and that silence is complicity. By choosing silence, we have let fear win. Powerful people love your silence. They want to make out with your silence. They want to marry your silence and make sweet, sweet love to it. Well, your silence. Since I'm losing it a little bit, let me predict a future for you, dear viewer. I think we are too far gone now and there is no turning back. By openly vandalizing Habitat, a very popular comedy venue in Mumbai, they are sending us a message. The message is this: if you laugh at us, we will break you. And you can't do jack shit about it. You cannot stop us and you cannot silence us. But we will silence you. We will beat you up and we will ruin your business. And if you ever come to Mumbai, then we will not even let you roam around freely. Now keep your head down and go live your puny, non-significant life. That's your job. As I record this, an FIR has been filed against 11 people who vandalized the habitat. But an FIR has also been filed against Kunal Kamra because an MLA has openly threatened him, saying that he won't be allowed to move around freely in Mumbai. My guess is nothing will happen to these people. Nothing. They will be allowed to exist and they will be allowed to break more businesses in the future and also bones if they want to. That's who we are now. That's our society right there. Break businesses and bones whenever you want to, as long as you have political backing and you're defending the honor of your dear leader. Going forward, the comedy scene will go even further underground. Venues will see that hosting shows like these is too risky. Actually, hosting any shows and making people laugh is too risky. So they just won't. It's not good for business. Better to stay silent, and honestly, I don't blame them. बंद कर दो सब कुछ, बंद कर दो. डिजर्व ही नहीं करते हम ये सब. We have truly entered a silent phase right here. Because silence means no accountability. Silence means the mobs are winning, politicians are winning, authoritarianism is winning, prime influencer is winning. Silence ensures comedians stop cracking jokes. Silence ensures you lose your voice as well, bit by bit. Today, we are a country filled with millions who love laughing secretly at jokes about politics, corruption, hypocrisy, stupidity, and power. But those same millions will not show up when the comedians desperately needed support. Because standing up for them means risk. It means inviting attention, anger, discomfort, and the wrath of supreme leader. So it's easier to stay quiet, to privately laugh, and publicly ignore. I mean, I'm doing my bit and speaking up. What is going on does not make me happy. Actually, it makes me very angry. But I also know the truth is that this video which you just saw will also make no difference. Yeah, I'm that cynical now. Because you will see it and you will go, interesting. And then you will move on with your life. Some of you will probably come in and comment under this like,
यार हिंदी में वीडियो करना, जिन लोगों तक पहुंचना चाहिए ना ये मैसेज उन तक तो पहुंचेगा ही नहीं तो, because everybody wants it in Hindi, okay?
And that will be your sad ass contribution to this whole thing, which is also pointless. You know what you could do instead? Yeah, you can go express your anger to your representatives, your MLAs, MPs, chief ministers, deputy chief ministers. You know, you can talk about it on social media. You can tag them. You can ask them, why are you getting so offended, you snowflake? Tell them that this is not done. That you deserve to have people around who make you laugh sometimes, who give you some reprieve from your shitty life, which these people have created for you, by the way. You can tell them that you need people who make you think differently sometimes. Not just follow their stupid ass propaganda and party line. But I know and you know that you won't. Because right now we live in a weak, lily-livered, selfish country where people are silent and they will stand by and they will watch as our comedy clubs get burnt down by a mob. Sadly, we don't deserve comedy anymore. Yeah, we only deserve sadness and misery. Okay, rant over. Bye bye.